Well, the Ringling grounds are known for their beauty, but one small garden near the visitors pavilion contains a fun group of tiny statues that have been crowd pleasers for decades.
Ringling's Christopher Troksa shows us all about it.
Of all the gardens here at the Ringling, this one might be the most unique because it's the only garden with a complete set of characters. Let's walk through the Dwarf garden today with Landscape Superintendent Kevin Green.
The Dwarf garden was initially established here at the Ringling Museum back in the 1950s. It was adjacent to the Museum of Art and has always been affiliated with the historic Oslo Theater. And when the Oslo Theater was moved during construction and brought over to our reception pavilion, so was the Dwarf garden. Visitors should really feel welcome to come to the center of the garden. It's a very peaceful, serene atmosphere in here. You have privacy from the rest of the estate. There's plenty of seating in here for people, and it's just a really relaxing environment. You can see how dark it is, and some of the challenges that we have with the light levels it speaks to the plants that we use. We have plants that will tolerate dark conditions, such as aspidistra or a cast iron plant. It's the Dwarf garden named because of the statues in the garden, not because of dwarf plants. The statues actually represent stereotypical characters that were involved in theater in the early Renaissance, the Commedia dell'arte. And they're really cool. So if you have the opportunity to walk through and take a look at each individual statue, you'll get an idea of what they were trying to represent. Each one is a different stereotype per se of that era. A lot of the plants that you see in here are some of the plants that you may actually have inside your home. We use a lot of house plants because we have an environment that will support them as far as the climate. It never gets too cold within the garden, but it also never gets too bright within the garden either.
The dwarfs were originally brought here to greet theater goers to the historic Oslo Theater. They're now the perfect companions for a relaxing lunch underneath the shade of the banyan trees here at the Ringling.